This might just be one of the most competent ban lists that I've had the chance to see. And make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. The keeper of the spreadsheet himself, Super Polito, dropped the greatest track of ban list suggestions out here, and I actually wanted to look at his list and discuss these changes with you guys out here. So your forbidden section, you see Mullen Glacier. I did an entire video dedicated to Mullen Glacier because I think that card is hilarious. In its timing that people are wanting it gone. And then you do see Shifter up there. I don't think Shifter is going to go. Shifter has become a little bit more backseated as of recently. And I think with his pushback, I think that Konami is going to be a little bit more passive and probably not actually do anything to him. Now, you're going to see Albion on this list. You're going to go, I automatically don't care about this list. Hold on here before you start hating on Albion. The trade-off for Albion here is actually they ban Albion and they actually bring Branded Fusion back to 3. And I actually kind of like this idea. Granted, Albion is by far the greatest piece of kind of like the lore of the story. Let's be realistic here for a second. Does losing Albion to bring back 2 copies of Branded Fusion, does it really upset anybody out here? Does that really, change things? Because to be honest with you, I think that this would be a little bit of a welcome, change up. Honestly, at this point, I think Branded Fusion can go to 3. I understand that, there is supposed to be more support coming along the line out here for Branded, so maybe they're going to be a little bit hesitant on potentially dropping more of this support, but I think I would make this change just to have Branded Fusion back in the meta. Wave King Kaiser banned. Yes. I'll be honest with you, though. Especially with this list having Engraver going to 1, which I think is a fantastic hit to the whole Fiendsmith package. Actually getting rid of Wave King Kaiser is just collateral damage to what Fiendsmith has caused out here. I'm sorry to all of you guys that, you've worked very hard on, Fiendsmith's technology, the advancements of this engine. You guys have done a great job at doing this, but I unfortunately think that Requiem and Wave King Kaiser are both tied together at this point. I don't see a world where you probably will see these two go together. Bestdweller getting banned. I made another video dedicated to this as well. It was on the Mullen Glacier video talking about people's opinions, kind of these 2 cards. Dwellers just fall out from the OCG, honestly. And then Nightmare Griffin. This is definitely a big one. And you might not realize it right now, but with how the meta has been going for the developments towards, what Malice is capable of doing with Abow Q, Mr. Griffin has caused a great deal of distress across the community. So I have a feeling that we're going to see Griffin probably go. So that's a pretty intensive ban section. Limited to 1, Masterpiece. I think we can straight just put Masterpiece to 3 at this point. Like, no matter how you want to spin this, it probably is time that we can bring this card back. Because he's doing nothing, man. Like, even in the OCG, they brought him back, and he's a worse boss monster. Like, honestly, Destructive Daruma Cannon is just going to wipe him off of the floor anyway. Like, even if 1 remote ounce of him becomes playable, he's just going to get kerplowed by that. Druid's Worm, yes, and yes. If anybody out here thinks that Druid's Worm should not go to 1 on this list, you are crazy and you have not played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Out here. It is nuts watching Druid's Worm actually resolve in multiples. You're like, oh, hey, Druid's Worm. Oh, okay, cool spot removal next turn. Oh, yeah, Druid's Worm. Okay, yeah, It's just... It is crazy to see how toxic that this has actually become out here. I do not enjoy Druid's Worm at all. We already talked about Mr. Fiendsmith, and then of course EX Rizel. I think that this is probably going to happen. I don't really see much of a reason to kind of hold back EX at this point. Just start putting it to 1, start the limitations on the deck so that we can start to, You're already getting 7 Tachyon. You're getting a lot more playable of an engine now. We can get some places. Zodiac Dryden, I also don't know why this one is not locked up, or is not back yet either. I think that the TCG is scared shitless of this card, because the last time they brought it back, we immediately had to blow it up. Another time has passed. We can bring Dryden back. There's not going to be an issue. I don't know what we're being so scared about right now. All right. Now this list has an interesting duo here. You're gonna notice Auroradon and the Scareclaw Link 1 being together here. Now I read some of the comments from this list, and a few people were like, "Are you sure that you want to bring back the Scareclaw Link 1 because you're enabling some crazy combos out here? You know, you got Auroradon." I would welcome these two back just because Auroradon does some kind of funny stuff with Crystron. And I think Crystron deserves an opportunity to, actually play the game right now. I would love to give them a little bit more just to see how they can evolve and actually play. But Auroradon is going to be the good one. Scareclaw might be a little bit scary, but one format's not going to hurt anything. Also, the Pran Kids link 1 back to 1. This is fine. No matter, the time procedures and all the BS that comes with that, I get that there's a problem with that and that they can, be a little bit upsetting, but it's a one-up. It's okay. They don't have multiple of it. Bonfire to 1 as well. Does anybody out here actually going to complain about Bonfire? Because I don't see there's an issue. Like, you got to sell future product. You want to sell some 7 Tachyons. You want to get people interested in that. Makes the most sense, right? And then Heavy Storm to 1. I don't know why we haven't gotten this yet either. Same thing with the Summon Sorceress on here. Heavy Storm came back in Japan. Summon Sorceress has had its errata for, I think it's a year now in Japan. And for whatever reason, the TCG, this is where I get scaredy cat syndrome with the TCG. I don't understand why we're so afraid to promote and do, test out combo and test these things. So there's that. The Astrograph Sorcerer to 2. Yeah, okay. We don't have Electromite. This card can go to 3, honestly. There's nothing that we really need to be worried about in the world of Pendulum, honestly. The Collapsed Serpent and the Wyvern Buster. I'm willing to see where this one goes, much like the Pran Kids Link 1. I think this could be a little bit dangerous, but it's still restricted to like once per turn anyway. So you're not gonna go too crazy on this. You are limited in the capabilities of summoning through the effect. We've also got, oh boy, the Unchained going to 3. Honestly, Ubel probably needs it at this point in time. Ubel has faded off into the sunset, and it's not been good seeing how badly Ubel is struggling. I think we could do this. Tsuchinoko to 3, okay. Barrage to 3, okay. And then that Churia trap card to 3. I feel like the trap is a little bit more dangerous to be moving because you've still got Runic Application with this. Because bringing back the trap opens up Beast Sparkion, and those are not cards that you really want to be giving access to. You're walking a very fine line there. Same thing with the Unchained Monster. I think the Unchained Monster would be a better pick to 2. I think Konami would be more realistically wanting to try to push that to 2, just to test out the waters and do things. But overall, I think that this list is very cool. It addresses a lot of issues, kind of brings back some questionable things, which every Konami list does. You want to see a list about this scale, usually, to mix up the game. We've become very dependent on needing the ban list to shift the game around. You can't just release complacent list out here and just, kind of call it a day. That's not how this works anymore. We're forced to make decisions and actually, try to make the game a little bit better, in my opinion. So I think I would love to see some changes like this. But what is your guys' opinion? Please leave a comment down below. Please tell me what you guys think. I expect a lot of complaints about a list like this, but you'll always get those. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Patrons! Thank you! Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.